Hi, my name is Claire, and welcome to my second book critique. I really enjoyed making this critique and reading all of these books and exploring the different genres as well. So we will start out with my featured text, Grand Canyon. So rivers wind through earth, cutting down and eroding the soil for millions of years, creating a cavity in the ground 277 miles long and 18 miles wide and more than a mile deep, also known as the Grand Canyon. So this book follows a father and a daughter as they explore one of the world's greatest outdoor wonders, discovering life both present and past. This book is complete with a spectacular double gatefold, an intricate map, and an extensive back matter. So the first lesson that I would incorporate is a 4th grade science lesson, following this Ohio standard. Teachers understand and use content-specific instructional strategies to effectively teach the central concepts and skills of the discipline. So my lesson plan would start out with reading the book, of course, and then after this, students will discuss some interesting facts that they have learned about the Grand Canyon from the book. And after the students share what they learned, the teacher will highlight some of the major points about the Grand Canyon, including the location, the landscape, the Colorado River, and the 3 different types of rocks found there: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Then after this, the students will create their own presentation about a place that they would want to visit. So they are to include the location and 3 cool reasons about why they would want to visit this place. The next day, students will be able to present in front of the class and can even bring a yummy food from that specific place to share with the class if possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I would like to have, what I would want my students to have. So here's a thing of the Grand Canyon. We have where in the world is the Grand Canyon: in North America, in Arizona, and then why would I want to visit the Grand Canyon? So reason 1, awesome landscape; reason 2, river; reason 3, all those rocks; and then where do you want to visit? And then just a little overview of that. Okay, and then the next lesson I would incorporate would be a 5th grade history lesson, following this Ohio standard. In the Ohio standard, teachers involve learners in self-assessment and goal setting to address gaps between performance and potential. So after reading the book, students will share with the class 1 point they found fascinating or interesting from this book. And then after the students share their interesting point, we will go more in depth about the history of the Colorado River. And then after discussing the history of the Colorado River, students are to pick one of the 7 explorers that survived in the 1869 Colorado River expedition. So we can see at the bottom in these 6 boxes, these are all 7 of the explorers that survived. And so we would create a bubble.us or bubbl.us and give 5 characteristics of that explorer's life, and also include the source we use to retrieve that information. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my bubble.us. I chose John Wesley Powell. He was the leader of the expedition, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 facts about him and about his life, or maybe about his expedition. And I also have a source right here for you. Okay, and so, and then after that, they would be able to share with the class. So the second book is called Snowflake Bentley, and from the time he was a small boy, Wilson Bentley saw snowflakes as small miracles, and he was determined that one day his camera would capture for others the wonder of the tiny crystal. And he learned 2 important truths: no 2 snowflakes are the same, and each one is beautiful. So I think it would be cool to do a science lesson on snowflakes and how they form and everything like that. Book 3 is called When I Was Young in the Mountains. This book explores family life and the simple pleasures of a girl growing up in a small mountain town. So I think it would be cool to look at the different ways for a lesson of how people live and depending on where they live. Book 4 is called Casey at the Bat. This is a baseball poem. It's a 13-stanza ballad talking about the last half inning of a baseball game between the hometown team, Mudville, and the unwanted opponent. and Mudville was behind 4-2, and there were 2 outs left in the game. And the next 2 batters weren't especially the best. Casey ended up hitting a home plate with a chance to win, but then he ended up striking out. So I think it would be cool to have like a language arts kind of lesson where students create a poem about their favorite sport and then share that with the class. The last book is So You Want to Be President, and this is hilariously illustrated by David Small. This celebration by St. George shows us the quirks and humanity of 42 men, now 44, who have risen to one of the most powerful positions in the world. I think it would be cool to do a writing lesson to allow the students to write 10 rules that they would want to enforce if they were president. And that concludes my second book critique. I hope you guys enjoyed.